So, hello everyone. Thanks for joining us. Boy, are you in for a treat tonight. This is a very special edition of the live stream tonight. Of course, they're all very special. And if you're here, you're special. At least to me, you are. But anyway, yeah, every Wednesday evening at 5:30 Pacific time, we do this live on the Zoom room. And of course, we always stream it over here to the Facebook group. So if you're in the Facebook group, just go ahead to the top of the page there. You'll see the events happening, and I posted a link there that you can click on to join us here in the Zoom room if you so desire. Or if you'd rather just hang out back there in the crowd and just cast insults at us as we go, aspersions and whatnot, you can do that because we've got a thick skin and really don't pay attention to the comments anyway. So anyway, guys, what's going on, man? I see Tim, I see Billy, I see Brian, I see Bob out there. How you guys doing? Are you gearing down for the holidays or what?
Brian too.
It's tough, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
They don't want to let you have a day off, do they?
No.
It's got to be done by Christmas.
At least I don't have any of those this year.
Yeah, I really don't either. Usually we have a lot more of that. I've got to have it done. My company's coming in, but I don't think people are having as many visitors, this year as they have in years past. So it's not quite as urgent, And if it was urgent, the urgency has passed by now because there's no way it's happening by Christmas, right? Hey, there's Bill. Oh boy, it's a good thing Bill's here. I don't know what I would do if he didn't show up.
Uh-oh.
Guy, he's carrying me, man. I ride this guy's back every week. What's going on, Bill?
Oh man, I just made it. Sorry.
No, it's great, man. It's good to see you.
Very good.
Yeah, we're just just warming up here, just kind of seeing how everybody's doing at getting geared down for the holiday, and just curious what people are planning. What kind of time are you guys taking off? This year, gonna take the whole week off or what?
Heading up to see Billy tomorrow. That's why I just got back, pulled up our 34-foot camper in the driveway, and I just made it back in time. Never drove one of those at all in my life. It's pretty funny.
What, a motorhome?
I'll say beforehand, I tried to warn him. We had one years ago, so we'll see how it goes. Fingers crossed.
It really wasn't all that bad, but just can't go as fast as I can in my own car.
How many hours are you from me driving, Bill? I haven't looked.
I don't know. They say it's 6 to Jacksonville. We'll stay over tomorrow night in Jacksonville and another 6 to you. So 12. Sound right?
We'll see how much energy you've got left when you get up here.
What's this little stuff going on here, Santa?
Yeah, it's getting gray. Can you see it? Super gray in there. I'm trying to get on Brian's level.
I was going to say, you're going to catch up to Brian.
Yeah, I noticed that too. Thought maybe he just missed something. I don't know.
Plus he's got the stocking cap. Not bad.
We call them toboggans up here where I'm from, but just
Toboggans. That'd be a nice thing for a little branding, huh? To get some of those made with your logo on them, especially in the colder weather.
Oh, you did anybody see the Andrew's post today on LinkedIn?
No.
Andrew got one. He had it in California,
Well,
Northern Cal. So yeah, we've got some BT glass ones we wear around.
was his say glass nerds?
No, his says BT glass, like Britton Tilson glass.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Well, hey, so we got a few topics that were suggested to talk about. So just kind of go through them and see if you guys have any thoughts. One thing that was mentioned was just about gifts for employees at the holidays. Do you guys provide your employees with any kind of little doodads or knickknacks or gift cards or, you know, fruit cakes,
Fruit cakes, doorstops.
doorstops?
All of the above and more. I tell you, we used to, years ago when we only had about 20 guys, we were doing 1 week's pay. So whatever their pay was, we just give them an extra paycheck. Then we got into gifts, but I'll tell you, gifts were just, it was just a nightmare trying to, you know, I think we're up to 50 employees. So we did a big holiday party and then we did a white elephant where everybody swapped and had a good time. And this year we just did bonuses. Getting actual gifts is a really difficult chore. And then getting them delivered in time when you're all over the state.
Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, you know, what do you buy the guy who has everything, right?
They always find something. I always get something, but it's really challenging. And it used to be, like you said, just guys. I think we have almost 20 women now. So that's different too.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Thank God for that. Thank God there's more and more women in the industry. I mean, it was terrible back in the days before, you know, we had the ladies in there,
Doors locked.
you know,
Okay.
a bunch of guys.
Never saw them.
So like, how do you do the bonus thing? Do you have some kind of a formula you use for that?
First of all, it depends on what kind of year we have, what kind of money there is to give out.
Yeah, that helps.
But we usually have tiers between management getting a certain amount, then all installers and like our manufacturing guys, they all get a different amount. And then a lower level, like if they're under 90 days, I still want them to feel part of the team, but they didn't work there all year. So they get a smaller amount. But each of them, it's enough to take care of their family for Christmas, let's put it that way. But it has to go on the paycheck. So unfortunately, taxes are taken out.
Yeah, that's true. Things have changed in that way over the years, huh? It's like you can't
Yeah.
really. Uncle Sam wants his cut of everything.
They got to have it.
Yeah, when I worked with my dad, he always gave us cash. That was nice.
I didn't hear that.
When I worked for my dad, yeah, he always gave me cash.
I still didn't hear that.
And one year he went out and bought us all barbecues. That was nice.
There you go.
Yeah.
I said it's easier when you have a handful of guys. You start getting into 20, 25 guys, it becomes a challenge.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we've got about 16 guys, I think, not counting office staff. So we do, like Bill said, we try to do a bonus check equal to a week's pay every year, if we can. You know, we do scrap metal some, so there was some of that for years. Scrap metal has dropped off quite a bit around us, so there's not that much coming back out of it right now because most of ours is dirty because it's all, you know, piled together. I'm doing jackets for my guys this year, and I will tell you, like Bill said, the more guys you get, like it's taking up so much of my time trying to get jackets, get them embroidered, do all that stuff. I know, but I think it'll mean something to them. Like I talked last week, I'm just trying to kind of change the feeling guys get about being at our place. It doesn't have to be a place of negativity. You know, it's a place where we're all there for the same goal, is to, you know, provide for whoever it is we need to provide for. So whether that be yourself or others. So we're all there for the same goal, and I'm trying to make it where, you know, guys don't hate being there. So I think a jacket, you know, a nice, you know, Carhartt style jacket can help with that. Plus it's going to be cold. So they're going to be wearing something with our logo on it and their name on it and that kind of thing. So yeah, but I will say I'll probably prepare better next year if I want to give another gift, because doing it last minute, especially with current situation, trying to buy stuff and get stuff done is extremely difficult. So that's what we're doing. But yeah, we try to bonus a minimum of once a year, hopefully twice a year, all dependent upon market and how things are going. But that's also a change. You know, next year I think we're going to do a lot more employee days, I guess you would say. where we, they get a surprise with something. If it's, popsicles or a half day off or, who knows what, but we're gonna plan some stuff out just to try to change morale a little bit. It's a like I said, some new mindset. So just trying to come up with some new stuff.
That's really nice.
Like we took the guys in Tampa all out to Top Golf. So there was 20 guys there. We all went to Top Golf, got a pizza, beer, whatever. And we rented it out for 3 hours. That was good. And that was just for the Tampa crew. And then we had a Tampa party back at the showroom a week later. So we have a party in that, and then they still get their pay. So I do want them to have interaction with the other guys. But during the year, yeah, we've got different bonuses set up, like how many referrals not referrals, but testimonials they get from customers, Google reviews, things like that. We do that every month because that helps the company and it helps them. Because I tell the installers, even though they call you installers, you're a salesperson. And, as good as the sales guy did and the company did and the product is, it's up to you. You're going to make that lasting impression on the customer. And if we can make that experience good, then it's going to translate good for everybody. So we try and bonus them on getting Google and Facebook reviews. And that happens all year long. The other thing is if they take good pictures of things where I can use it for social media or website or whatever, we give them a bonus for that too. So it encourages them taking before after pictures, and I get a whole library of before after pictures, which really helps in sales.
Oh yeah, absolutely. There's nothing better than that.
Yeah, those are so good. Now that all the guys are on iPads too. What's really nice on iPad, you get an image and people say, yeah, mine's like that. It's just kind of reversed. You just hit the flip button and it gives you the same shower in a reversed image. So now it's a door left instead of door right. And then, oh yeah, that's what I want.
So do you have the app that changes the color of the hardware too?
No, but
No,
we
I
have
don't
enough
either.
we have enough pictures where we've grouped it into silver, brushed nickel, all the common ones.
Yeah, it's funny because that's what it's funny that people will say that, like, oh yeah, my door hinges the other way, or oh yeah, mine's, brushed nickel. Can I get brushed nickel?
Yeah.
Like, and of course that's a sales opportunity. The answer is, do you want it in brushed nickel?
There you go. How soon do you need it? Exactly. That's the best answer in the showroom when somebody comes in and says, if I order this, how long will it take? And the first thing you say is, how soon do you need it?
Exactly.
Or how soon do you want it?
Exactly. You never just say yes. You turn it into a question. You ask for the sale, right?
Yeah.
Good stuff, man.
And it's also being empathetic that you're listening to their need. So they feel like you're on the same page with them, which you are. You just want to make a solution for everybody, including yourself and your schedule.
Absolutely. How about you over there, Tim? You got having any kind of a holiday party, or
No, I just give them a little bonus. And
He dressed as Santa Claus.
yeah, we used to go out, for Christmas dinner, but we quit doing that because everybody's got kids and they can show up, and so
it's not as easy to do that as it used to be. I mean, used to be able to just like load everybody up or have everybody meet somewhere, and and now it's like everything's more complicated.
Yeah, it is.
Brian, what are you up to?
Not much. Listening to you guys, like I don't have any. I'm a one-man show for the most part, so it's a one-man party.
What are you doing for yourself? What are you doing
Everybody's
for yourself
invited.
for Christmas?
That's the best kind of party right there.
Yeah. But it's interesting listening, and I was thinking like some of the other companies I worked for, it was nice when there was a party involved. It made me feel more of a community vibe between me and the other guys that work there, you build relationships when you're working with these guys every day, 5 days a week, 8 hours a day. And, to be able to get together and kind of kick back and just chill out outside of work was always a nice thing. I obviously don't have that now. And I've been trying to get a lot of stuff done before the holiday. I mean, I'm not planning on going out and working at all on Christmas Eve. I'm sure I'll be doing stuff here. I got a couple of tabletops I got to cut, and, little stuff like that, paperwork. But, it's, I guess it's, the beginnings of, building something, right? Where eventually this will evolve into something else, and things will change as the years go on. That's the great hope anyway. Kind of just taking it as it comes right now.
Absolutely. I mean, that's really the only way to take it. It's interesting you say that because, of course, I'm, in your boat. I'm just one guy, thing.
Right.
It's funny because thinking back over the years, back in the days when I did work for a contractor and I was just a glazer, right? There's some nostalgic memories, back in those days. Like, kind of just when you were talking about it, it kind of brought that back to me of just, working on a crew and the holidays coming up. And most shops that I work for, I was kind of a union guy, so I was always working for a different shop. I didn't play well with others. So I ended up in business for myself, right? But usually whatever shop you're working with, they had, some kind of a holiday party, and those were cool. I mean, there was always somebody always got too drunk, and that whole thing. But it's really kind of funny and fun to think back on, and that's one of the things I kind of do miss, working by myself. It does get a little lonely from time to time.
That's just like working on a commercial job site, and it's towards Christmas time, and they have a party in the office trailer or whatever, for all the crews, everybody that's working on the job. So that was always fun to do. And how we ever made it home, I don't know.
Yeah. Yep. So what about days off? What are you guys doing for giving people time off? Or I guess in order to give people time off, you pretty much have to close the shop, right?
Well, it depends. Like we set a policy where Christmas on Saturdays, you're going to get paid for a paid holiday. So we'll close down on Friday. Everybody will get Friday off with pay. But you don't necessarily have to do that. You can, I mean, I got 2 guys called me today that want to work Christmas Eve. He said, we got too much work. We want to work. Can I work? And I said, yeah, if you want to work, sure. They're single guys. They don't have a family to take care of. So I'll schedule jobs for you. And we got jobs for them. A lot of the guys just need to work in the shop. There's so much to do there.
If they work, are you going to go time and a half with them, or what are you going to?
Yeah, I'll do time and a half. Yeah, they're getting paid anyhow. So they would have got paid anyhow, and I'll pay them their straight time, right? Another 8 hours. So basically it's double time. They're going to get the holiday anyhow, plus straight time. So in essence, they're working double time. And that's a win for me. Quite honestly, when there's not a lot of guys around, they get more done. There's nobody bothering them for anything. They get focused on what they're doing. They make less mistakes. It's a better scenario. I wouldn't have asked them. They asked me. I don't want to put that on them. I don't want the guys to have to say, yeah, I'll work. And then it feels like it's my fault making them work.
And usually everybody else is gone off the job anyway on the day.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Very few customers really want you on Christmas Eve. They've got parties or whatever they got to go to. Although our Boca Raton store, they don't celebrate Christmas. It's just it's ethnically, it's Boca Raton is not Catholic. So there's just no Christmas there. we made a big mistake last year when we opened up that store and we were running ads, and I had no idea that it was predominantly Jewish there. And I'm running Christmas ads, and people said, you're not helping yourself. So we changed this year.
That's awesome. Yeah.
So I had to
Learn,
change. I had to change the ad to say our deals are too good to pass over.
That's a good one.
Awesome.
Thank you. I'm here all week.
Oh, God.
Yeah, and for a guy or a gal, who wants to work, and doesn't really have anything to do for the holiday. Like you're saying, I mean, that's a great time to work because less people around, you kind of got your run of the place.
Yeah, it is. There's a lot of guys that they're single guys, right? Their families up north. They don't have the money or the desire to travel up north. It's better than sitting around and saying, oh, I have nobody. They'll go into work and make some money. Actually, they feel good about it.
Here. Yeah.
Got to teach them how to do glass orders, huh, Billy? So you're not up at 9 o'clock at night doing glass orders. Right now, you should be taking inventory for end of the year. Keith said he'll help you with that. You don't want him doing that.
I don't touch inventory, so
That's one thing I don't miss is inventory because we don't stock anything anymore.
that's what when I came in, you saw how much crap is still in my building. That's after me deleting a ton of stuff because I had to do inventory early on in my career when I was the low man.
Oh yeah.
I said, yeah, we don't sell enough of this. It's not staying here anymore.
Yeah, but
we used to have cases of glass, slip racks full of glass, box glass. We had everything, and we'd have to go down the shop and do inventory, and I just hated that.
I don't know what the hell I did to my screen, but I just lost you guys.
We still see you.
We see you.
That's what counts.
My camera's on, but I can't see a thing. That's weird. Oh, wait a minute. I'm back. All right, there it is. I took this entrepreneurship class a while ago, and it's amazing how many small businesses don't even track inventory. It's scary, and quite honestly, you can get in trouble for that because that's money, right? I mean, when you're doing your taxes and stuff, it's like they'll say how much is in your bank account, what are your assets, and they want an inventory number. And there's people don't even track it, and they have thousands and thousands of dollars of inventory, and they're not tracking it. So if somebody came in and wanted to, there's a lot of guys who get in some serious trouble because they're carrying an awful lot of inventory and they're not tracking it.
Yeah, I've kind of gotten away from having inventory. I try to, just order everything per job.
Yeah.
But stuff tends to accumulate anyway because you end up getting the wrong thing or you get
That never happens.
Yeah, So it's like end up with a shelf full of like miscellaneous stuff. And it's like, oh, great. I got to remember I've got one of these next time I place an order so I don't order another one.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. I mean, the IRS wants to know like if you're what you have in inventory, and stuff like that. So
I got new forms that my accountant just sent for this year. You got to fill out for the government if you're into cryptocurrency. There's a special cryptocurrency form. They want to know how much money you have invested in that, or are you invested in that?
How much money you lost doing it?
Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Always something, always a new kid.
Oh yeah. The anal exam just gets deeper and deeper.
How about
deep cavity search?
How's the truck issues? Guys still having problems getting new vehicles? Is anybody looking for new vehicles?
Did I tell you guys my vehicle story?
I don't know.
Get it back?
Yeah, I yeah, I had an F-150, right? And there was a recall. So there was a kind of a drivetrain issue or something. So they sent me this thing saying, "Oh, you know, we've got a recall, so bring it in and we'll fix it for you." And so it's like my work truck. You know, there's never a good time to take it in. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I put it up on my bulletin board. You know, it's like, oh, I'm gonna do this. You know, didn't get around to it. Didn't get around to it. So then finally, I started having issues with it. And it was like a computer thing, you know, it would like the computer would glitch out, but then all of a sudden it acted like it wasn't getting gas, or it acted like it didn't want to go into gear and stuff like that. And it was just intermittent, you know, so I take it into the shop and it would stop doing it, right? Of course.
Of course.
So they're like, well, you has to be doing it when you bring it in. Well, finally, I took it to the Ford dealership and just left it there. It's like, hey, it's having a problem, so check it out. And they figured out it was actually the same issue that had been recalled. So I, you know, get this call from the service guy. He says, "Hey, I've got good news and bad news. You know, the good news is it's covered. You know, so you're not going to have to pay anything for it. The bad news is it's going to be a couple weeks, 1 to 2 weeks for us to get the part." Well, this is right before I was going to Arizona on my little vacation over Thanksgiving, so it worked out good. I was gone anyway, but it was supposed to be done about the time I was coming back. So like the day before I headed back here, I got in touch and asked them what was going on. It's like, yeah, we don't even have an ETA on the part. So it's like, wow. So like, that's it, huh? So I said, well, I'll check it out. I'll be back Friday. I'll come in and we'll talk. We'll figure out what's going on. So I went in on Friday. The guy gave me the long story. You know, I mean, I know he was expecting me to be pissed off and yell at him, you know, because that's what people do, right? So I just listened to him talk. And I was like, when he got done talking, I was like, well, you know, really, I've been wanting to get into a van. Do you guys have any vans? So I know that there's no new vans. It's like there's like a 6 month, 9 month waiting list to get a new van.
Wow.
So I'm like, do you have a used one? You know, and he said, you know, actually, I think we do. We've got one used Transit and one used like Mercedes van. So it's like, yeah, I don't think I'd be interested in the Mercedes, but I'll take a look at the Transit. So they had one that was like, it was 2017, a big long one. It was like a 15 passenger van.
Oh,
Yeah.
So I just let him keep my F-150 and I drove away with the van. So that's what I got now, man. I really like it. I've got to get it lettered. So that's probably going to happen after the first of the year.
did you pull all the seats out and put racks in?
Pulled all the seats out. So it's like with a gang box right behind the seats, you know, the driver's seat.
Yeah.
I still have over 100 inches.
Wow.
Huh.
Wow.
So I can get something up to about 100 inches and about, I don't know, 45 inches wide. I mean, if I wanted to lean something in there, I
Yeah.
could put in something probably 50 inches wide. But I can't handle something 50 by 100 inches. Anyway,
How,
Yeah.
how tall is the back? Is it the high bed or is it a standard transit van?
it's a standard one, and it's great because like the bed is lower, way lower than the F-150 was before. I mean, it's like it's real easy to get glass in and out. So I'm just using like windshield rack and just slide my glass in. Dude, I don't even have to tie it off anymore. I just slide it in there. I've got it all figured out how, you know, keep it, you know,
Wow.
sliding back and forth
Oh.
with braking or whatever. But
Now,
yeah, I
is that
love it.
is that an all-wheel drive? Are those all-wheel drive, those Transits?
I don't think so. I think it's a front wheel drive. Does that sound right, Bill?
No, rear wheel.
Rear
I think it's
rear wheel.
I think it's rear wheel drive. No, it's funny Brian mentioned that because I used to always have to consider that up north. Don't even think about it anymore.
Yeah.
Don't even think about it anymore.
Right. Well, and that's the thing about this is like I can tell it's going to get stuck really easy, you know. So it's like I'm up on some mountain roads and stuff sometimes, but you know I thought, you know, as long as it was, I thought it was going to be really hard to maneuver. But the truth is, it's way easier to maneuver than the pickup truck was.
Wow.
Because, you're right in the front, I mean, you're right up by the windshield. So it's really easy to see. And the turning radius is actually, I think it's tighter than my
They're pretty-
F-150 was.
Transit's a great vehicle. Great vehicle.
I really like it. It's really comfortable. It's really easy to I've got it set up, pretty well. I mean, I've only had it a few weeks, but I'm getting it, to where it's all set up. I can keep everything out of the rain. I carry way more tools than I used to because it was just a pain to load them and unload them all the time. But now I can just like keep them in there and lock it up.
Mm.
You listening, Billy?
Yeah. We've been looking because I run 2 vans and 3 to 4 trucks, because we ran trucks forever, because we used to do a much larger percentage of commercial work than we did showers and residential. But my hand has pushed that the other direction quite a bit. So we still have guys on trucks doing shower stuff, which is not ideal, but we've been looking, but the prices are just crazy. We have a local group that does used commercial vehicles that we've bought several from, some guys we know in the community, and they're selling vehicles with 100,000 miles for $30,000 to $40,000. And for me, I bought used Transits with less miles than that for 12 to 18 just a few years ago.
Yeah.
So I'm just too tight right now, to be honest. we looked at a new, because the Transits, they're so far out. We looked at a Dodge. I'm not sure what they call their vans, but we looked at a Dodge.
The ProMaster.
Yeah, ProMaster. Looked at one of those, but by the time we were into it for everything we needed into it, we were about 60,000, and that's just, God, that puts a hurting on me. Who am I going to put in a $60,000 vehicle and let them drive it around and not destroy it? Makes me nervous. So we're just kind of in a holding pattern with, that's one of the things we're moving to the side for right now, hoping that used vehicle price comes down a little bit, because I don't see the Transits becoming more available anytime soon. But we love our Transit. It's by far our best use vehicle, and we've got a mid-range roof height. We got the mid, so I would like to get a tall. But those are, Amazon's eating up all those. So
Yeah.
So I'm in the same boat as a lot of folks, but I'm definitely looking to move my last truck and showers over and get a van in there, or just be running another shower vehicle is the other option. So
we've got a ProMaster. It's a 17 ProMaster. It's got 100,000 miles on it. And they want me to trade it in the worst way because they want to resell it. And then Corey, my sales manager, his next door neighbor sells used vehicles, and he offered us 29 grand for it.
Oh my God.
29 grand for this. It's almost more than what we paid for it new. Back then, I think we paid 28.5 or something like that. He's offering us 29 grand.
Wow.
It's crazy. It's crazy. And that means he's going to mark it up, right? He's got to do something to it to warranty it. So what's he going to sell it for? 35, 39?
Yeah.
Somewhere in there.
Yep.
So I could probably sell it on the open market for 35. And I'd feel terrible doing it, but I'll do it if that's what the market is.
That's exactly what I was looking at the other day. The guys that we normally deal with, they've got a ProMaster, about 100,000 miles, a little over, just 35 plus. And I can't pull the trigger on that. We'll just keep rolling how we're rolling and figure it out.
Those are nowhere near as good as the Transits anyhow. I mean, I had 8 ProMasters. Can't wait to get rid of the last one. There are a lot of plastic parts in there, where the Ford is just so much better. So much better. So you did the right thing, Billy. You'll be putting money into that all the time. And they don't even have replacement parts available too when it does go.
Yeah, Chris, you were talking about your truck. We just had a F-150, long bed. It was like a sales truck that we used, and we had to put it in the shop because it had a computer issue. Would lose power if you let it sit for more than 24 hours. It wouldn't start, and they had it at the shop for 11 and a half months before they got the part in, because it was one of the ones that they couldn't, they didn't have a part available anywhere in the world. They were having to make them for the computer chips. I'm sure you guys have heard about that. So that truck's set for 11 and a half months. We got the chip in it and traded it the next week. Its vehicles have been a mess. We just been hanging on to the ones we have and you know keeping them as well as we can. But yeah, they've been a mess.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, this was just a godsend for me because it was like I got the F-150 new. The last couple trucks I've gotten new. I had got a Ranger originally in like 2005, bought it brand new, and then drove till wheels fell off of it, and then got this F-150, and then and so now I was thinking about leasing. I thought, oh, I might try leasing, but there was nothing new. There were no new vans, and that's the prices are up because it's just supply and demand, right? It's like it's what the market will bear now. If you can't get one, then you have to pay. But it's just it was it was incredible that it just worked out that way. I went in that day and I was like, hey, I was wanting to get into a van anyway, and had decided I was pretty much going to have to buy something used because there isn't anything else. And boom, there it was. It was exactly what I needed. It was long enough, yeah.
Now, does it has the glass windows down the side because it's a passenger van, Chris?
It does, but they're all tinted and stuff, so it's like, but it's funny. I thought, oh, I'll get this thing wrapped, right? So I got a quote from my guy to wrap it, do a full wrap, and it was like $5,000.
It's a lot of vehicle, man. That's what Bill was, he was talking about not getting them wrapped, getting the big stickers put on them. And that's probably when we move to vans as we go, that's what we're going to do. Because I've done one both ways. I've wrapped a 3/4 van and I've done stickers, and the stickers are just, it's drastically less investment, and really you get about the same value out of it. I do like the back of what one of ours is wrapped with shower pictures, which I do like. But I don't know how much value it gets. I just think it looks good. And we've wrapped some of our small sales vehicles because they're smaller. But yeah, those vans, man, it's a lot of square footage on those joints.
It is. And you hit a tree or you scratch it and it ruins the thing, and then it costs you a fortune to fix it.
Yeah.
Stickers, okay, you ruined one sticker and it costs you $50.
I got one for you. How about this? So I've been considering if I could find one like a box truck or a bread truck, if it had a low enough back on it where we could put a ramp, a pull-out ramp on the back of it, because that's a literal billboard rolling down the road. So yeah, you're going to spend more to put a sticker or wrap it, but you're driving a billboard down the road.
Yeah.
But I've been struggling to find. Like anything else, used vehicles are hard. But I've been trying to find one that has a low enough back and a full open in the rear. Most of them have like a small door in the middle, which wouldn't work for getting glass in and out.
Right.
Because you can't put anything on the outside. Everything has to go inside with a vertical edge like that. So I've been playing with the idea of getting one of those, but just keeping an eye out for one that's not been ran into the ground.
Exactly. Yeah. And this thing I guess I probably could put a rack on the outside. I don't know, with the windows, that would make it a little tricky, but I didn't want that. I purposely am thinking, yeah, I want to keep all my glass inside the van from now on,
Yeah.
And if there's anything, like I say, if it's bigger than what will fit in that van, it's too big for me to set anyway.
Yeah. We've got an interior and an exterior on our Transit. If I do it again, I will go interior only. And then if we're doing something big, we'll just put it on a truck and just take the truck to carry the glass. But I'll go interior only on the next one. Does anybody have any of the rolling racks? We've looked into those that roll out of the back of the truck.
No.
It's a nice design. They're obviously more expensive, but it's a nice design.
Do you have a relationship with your fabricator that if you had a really big panel that they would just deliver to the job site?
Sure.
Never asked them. I've never asked them.
We do that often on our D3. If somebody has a big panel that they can't handle, they'll pay extra for it, but $50 and our guy has to meet us at the job site, but we'll bring it right there.
Yeah. I would just worry about the roads here because we're we're so vertical and curvy and everything else. I don't know if one of the delivery trucks would get into some of the spaces, but it'd be a job evaluation for sure. But I've never really thought about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Well, usually the
Yeah.
suppliers will have a smaller truck too. They'll have like a pickup truck that they can get in someplace,
Yeah.
tight like that. Because like, yeah, our deliveries mostly come on, semis and stuff. So
Yeah.
but
You know how we were talking last week where you have a whole list of subs to keep for emergency purposes, whether it's a tub repair guy or whatever. That's a good one to have is marble and tile guys because they all have the pickups with the A-frame racks on the back. So if you have a big panel, just ask one of your tile buddy friends if they'll haul it for you.
that's a smart idea. I never thought of that before.
Yeah, you got to work together, right?
Yeah, they've got class racks.
Yeah, there's times that guys, they damage the glass, and they need us to help them out. So I asked them to help us out. It happens.
It's a good one. Well, hey, another question that was brought up. Actually, Christina brought this up last week. She talked about what year-end key performance indicators do you look at? Do you look at them?
I look at them all year long.
I know you do.
You're
You're a nerd, man.
Incompletes. We have a job matrix for jobs being done. And we break it down like a single door and panel and sliders. They get an hour to do that job. If there's a removal, we had a half hour. So they all have a matrix of what to do. But if it's an incomplete, then we drill down and see was it a measuring, was it a fabrication, or was it an installer error? So those are big things. The other things I always look at is like every business owner should look is your P&L. You got to see what your gross profit margin is ultimately what your net profit margin is. And then we use ratios for budgeting. Like how much do you spend in advertising? Guys have a rule of thumb that they spend 10% of their gross sale on advertising. Other guys use 5%. Some guys don't do advertising because they're so busy, and that's good too. Then you got to look at your insurance. What are you paying there? What your wages are. So there's metrics for all of that.
So when it comes to like time allotments for installations, is that something that you're just kind of reviewing year by year and seeing if you're still hitting those marks or if some adjustments need to be made, or do you find that that's pretty solid like year after year?
It is pretty solid, but when you have like I'm sending out 10 crews a day just out of one of the warehouses, it can evaluate which crew is more efficient than another crew, right? All things being the same, you're probably getting the same amount of jobs from the same measuring guys, but how many guys can make a job work? Are they really good technicians that even if there's a slight problem, they can still get the job done?
Yeah.
I also measure customer satisfaction, the reviews that we were talking about. Some guys just have the soft skills in order to get those reviews, and that's really important. So we have a girl that we hired, a full-time training girl. You've probably seen her on LinkedIn do some posts. She goes around and teaches the guys on the soft skills, introducing themselves, explaining what they're going to do, explaining the maintenance and care of the doors at the end, ask any questions. And those are big things where you get huge customer referrals when you're done. So if you can hone in these guys that are grunts, handling glass all the time, to also have those soft skills, it makes a powerful statement.
That is absolutely huge. Go ahead,
So
Tim.
Bill, since you have so many crews, do you track them?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you mean like on a GPS on the truck?
Yeah.
Yeah. The girls that do the scheduling have it up on a big screen right in front of them. They know when they're leaving a job. So if there's a service call somewhere in the area, we don't have to have the customers wait 2 or 3 days. Say, hey, we got a truck there. You can be there in 20 minutes.
So you know where they're at all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We know when they're moving, they leave a breadcrumb trail that you can see all the stop and starts. I can track the gas mileage. We know when maintenance is ready for oil change and tires and rotations.
Yeah, we had one of our guys in San Jose that does all our heavy glass tabletops and mirrors and stuff. They tracked their trucks. And one of the guys, he was sitting on the side of the road for 45 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
I've
he
had
was.
that.
Not
We've
anymore.
had that, unfortunately. Yeah. I read a story about a guy, you were talking about giving people gifts at the end of the year. He gave everybody iWatches. What he didn't tell them is he was using that to track them. They were all smart watches. And they all thought it was great, you know, but he was tracking them.
Kind of a Trojan horse.
Yeah, exactly.
Isn't it?
Exactly.
Beware of Greek sparing gifts.
But you talk about vehicles. So my stepson, he's in the hardwood flooring business, and he wanted a Dodge 3500, flatbed. And he shopped around here on the Monterey Peninsula, and he finally went to Idaho with his dealership up there and bought it. And this guy, he's a large Dodge dealership, and he has everything in stock. So then my wife and other daughter went up and picked it up and brought it back, and it was a four-wheel drive. They put a bed on it. And he saves tons of money by going up there.
Yeah, I can't imagine there being a big demand in Idaho.
No, this is a big dealership up there that deals in vehicles, and they're on the lots. You can go up and just buy one.
Nice. Nice.
So then they go up in the wintertime and bring back a flatbed. It's like driving on icy roads.
Yeah, true.
They stopped by a lumber yard and bought all the sandbags and strapped them down on the back of the bed to get traction going down the highway.
Sure.
Yep. Yeah. So I mean, if there's so Bill, if there's some technology available that's going to help you guys be more efficient, you're pretty much using it, right?
Yeah. Yeah. To the best, we don't have the best CRM right now. We're still investigating a number of ones, but and that's more on the sales aspect. We're still doing it an old way, but a CRM will tie a lot of things together to really track return on investment on your advertising. Our SAP system has a pipeline built into it, but it's not as good as something like Salesforce or Hootsuite or a few of the other ones. So if we can get it to talk to each other, it would be wonderful. So we're working on that. I think we interviewed with Brandon, we interviewed with Jim at Bid Clips. Each of them have really good segments, but it's not the full package what we're looking for. So each of them have really good segments to it. But to get everything we want, I'd have to buy a section from Jim at Bid Clips, and a little bit of Brandon's, and try and mesh it together. Yeah. We'll find it.
Yeah, I'll tell you. The Brandon has that guy Robert. He's been on here before with us.
Robert,
that guy.
Gomez.
Yeah. He's sharp, man. I mean, he can make all that happen. He knows how to make those things talk to each other, and he knows all the lingo and stuff. I'm a total piker when it comes to that stuff, but so that, I mean, they do have the knowledge to make that happen, but you almost do have to have 2 or 3 different subscriptions, and I have my own CRM, and like you, I mean, it's hard to find one that does everything you need. I mean, because you're so specialized, you almost have to have your own engineer building your own software for you or something.
Yeah. I'll say, like what Brandon and Chase first developed, and it's really good, and I think it's really good for the guys that don't have showrooms and that still need to make some sales. But it's kind of against what our business plan was, to have the showroom, have people come in and feel and touch and understand what they're buying instead of just buying it sight unseen or just looking at a picture. it just makes all the difference in the world to us. And I mean, Chance swears by it, and I don't doubt it. Maybe they're in a market where there's not too many people that have nice showrooms. I don't know, but it's almost against everything that we were looking to do at our business model. But hey, you can still make money at it. So
Well, yeah. I mean, if you've got
I'm not going to knock it. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you've got big investment in your showroom and your showrooms, you know,
Yeah.
and all of that. I mean, it doesn't really make sense not to utilize that.
Yeah, I wouldn't shut it down. I just think that people are buying so many things on Amazon now, and then they show up at the door and it's like, oh, this isn't what I expected. I expected it to be better than this, or that color didn't look like that on my computer. You know, all these things that I don't want to get into the point where we're installing shower doors and people are rejecting them because it's not what they expected. I want them to come in and see what they're going to get, feel, touch, know the difference between 3/8 and 1/2 inch, know the difference between vibrant brushed bronze and brushed nickel and all the other finishes that sometimes computer screens don't translate well. So it's not that you can't make money doing it. You can, and it'll keep your showroom expenses down, but I guess it's just not the business model that we've always followed and that seems successful, and maybe just what the older people want. You know, maybe if you're dealing with a younger crowd that's more tech savvy and they want instant gratification and just, you know, text and I'll order a shower door. There's a market.
I'll say this because then, and Bill and I have already talked about this, so I'm not saying anything that he and I have not already discussed, because I do a lot of digital sales. I think COVID has been the biggest push in regard to that, because I started doing digital sales in a very, very manual way, just using email and emailing back and forth pictures, because I couldn't cover all of the calls we were getting between myself and one other person, doing the sales calls and the measuring and everything. So I started doing it in a just as much as my simple mind could handle. You know, I'm not a big computer savvy guy. I rely on other people for that. So I started doing it that way, and quickly realized that takes too long. So I needed to find a better way to do it. And we've been using CRM system for, guess, close to a year now. And I absolutely love it. But I'm not a great salesperson. I enjoy one-on-one kind of intimate conversation, talking to people I want to talk to, but I don't consider myself a great salesperson. The CRM can let people who aren't great at sales be better at sales, I think. So I think it's a balance, like everything else we do. You know, Bill came and saw, I don't have a big fancy showroom. I'm in a very industrial area of town in a really old building, but I understand the type of product that we're trying to sell to people. So I've taken my dirty, dusty area and we're trying to turn it into a nicer space, because our area has a large, kind of a division of young, wealthy professionals and retirees in our area. So I'm trying to work to both, you know, and that's I think the key to it is being able to get to every customer as best you can that wants your product. So yeah, the digital sales force has been really good. I think your customer and your market plays into that a lot. So you have to understand who you're trying to sell to. And we have people who hate the CRM, but I would say it's a smaller percentage by far than the ones who love that interaction, because they're not getting it in other places in our industry. Now, outside of our industry, they're getting it everywhere, but in our industry, they're not getting it. And then they contact us and they're getting almost instant reply, instant communication, instant chat, instant imagery. Whereas for everyone else, that's a week-long process to go through. So it has been really good for us. I think it could be awesome for Bill too. I don't know his market as well as mine, obviously. And Bill knows this. That's why he's looking into options. But I think with where he's at and down there are people who are going to absolutely eat it up when it gets rolling and you're comfortable with it. And the person using it has to be really comfortable and be good at it too. And understand, if somebody doesn't want to chat, you call them instantly. You get them in your showroom instantly. or not instantly, but as soon as possible, so you still play to all avenues. But as a, 37-year-old, I don't want 5 guys coming in my house to look at one thing, to do it, scheduling it with my wife or scheduling it with me. I'm having to take off work. Do I feel comfortable with all these people getting in my space? That's the way I look at it at my age. And my parents look at it completely differently. But that was the big consideration for me, is how would I want this interaction to go? So if I can handle something for the most part, and you have to do a little more research. That is another part of it. I think I'm just going off of me, because I can only tell you how I think about it at 37. So I'm going to do my research on the front end digitally. I'm going to Google the shit out of it. And then I'm going to contact companies and say, this is what I'm looking for, because I've done the research beforehand. Whereas that much information didn't used to be available to everyone. So you're using or utilizing that salesperson to be that information for you and to sell you that product. A lot of people come into it nowadays knowing what they want already, or their contractor knows what they want already, and they know we provide that. So all we're doing is giving a rendering or an image that shows what we do, and we go from there. But a lot of talk just to say, I think it's a balance of all things, being able to accommodate each person as much as you can.
I'd add to that. I think a lot of people come into it thinking they know what they want. And then after some discussion have changed their mind into something else, where they think they want a sliding barn door. And then when they realize one panel's fixed and the other one doesn't, they go to a double sliding, or the ultra with the glass header where they're both sliding, or maybe decide with the door and panel, for whatever reason, the sliding isn't the perfect thing. So they think they know what they want and they end up finding that's not what they want.
Yeah, because they go on the internet and find something.
Well, yeah, like I said, they pick up something on Pinterest. Oh, this looks beautiful. That's what I want.
Yeah.
But they don't know where the towel's going to be when they get out. They don't know where they don't understand the difference. Like, where is the valve and how the doors overlap, and where's the overspray, and, am I going to get a towel bar or a handle on this door? Oh, I don't have one on this door. I can't get my hand in between the panels to clean the glass because this one's fixed. There's a number of things that you go through in the showroom, and you try and give them, the pros and the cons. Say, hey, we'll do what you want. I just want you to know there's another product that might still get you what you want, but it's going to make your life a little bit easier.
Yeah.
So, I just think that some people say they do the research, which meant they clicked on Pinterest and found a picture.
Yeah.
Well, I think that the saving grace that we have is my guy on the back end has to be good at what he does. So the guy that's going on site to do the measurement, he's me. So we just kind of, I moved into the shop so I can do the design. I can make sure on the front end we're as prepared as possible, and teaching that to other folks in our space. But then my guy that goes on site, he has the leeway to say, no, this isn't going to work. No, you've got this issue. Your curb's pitched out. This is a better option. Let's consider this. And then he'll bring it back to me or whomever dealt with him on the front end and say, hey, I did this evaluation. I had the discussion with him. We can back up. So I leave it open to his discretion, because I trust him and what he's doing, to make that evaluation. What I love about it is getting somebody locked in. So I get them locked in, I get a deposit, and it's very unlikely that they're going to back out at that point unless we absolutely just shit the bed on the back end with what we're doing.
Yeah.
And that's what I like. That's just being frank. I love getting deposits and feeling like we've got them locked in, and we can get them locked in 30 minutes digitally. So yes, I think that is my saving grace, is knowing that the guy that's going out is going to do a good evaluation. He's not just going to measure. If the homeowner wants to talk, he's there to talk to them. Now, we love going in and just quick measure out in 5 minutes, go on to the next one, so he can run as many appointments as possible. We love that too. But it's, you have to be careful. You're 100% correct. You have to be careful with making sure the customer understands what they're going to get in their space. And that's something we're trying to perfect every day, is making sure we're selling the right product on the front end, so we don't run into the problems on the back end. And we play the percentages. That's the big thing, is we play the percentage of if we get a bad 1 out of 40, 50, experiences with a customer digitally, I'm okay with that. Because of how quickly we're selling and how quickly we get that locked in deposit.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different approaches, and really, and we're kind of running out of time here, but I'm seeing that this is a good topic right here. We could have a whole discussion on just this topic. Actually, Dana Higginbotham is in the chat room, and he posted, we had a very nice showroom 12 years ago, and I would say over 90% of people calling didn't want to come in, but wanted to see products online, so we shut it down. And I think, it's going to vary from place to place, right? If you're in Florida, where like the vast majority of your clients are, senior citizens, there's a good chance they're going to want to come in and hang out. They've got time. They're going to come in. They want to come in, have a cup of coffee, go around, kick tires, talk to people because they're lonely, I mean, so it's going to be an ideal situation, but that doesn't mean that Bill can't still, reach some younger people by offering, this more digital experience,
Well, Chris,
and vice versa, right?
Our Orlando and our Tampa stores are definitely a younger demographic.
Yeah,
definitely. Naples, Fort Myers, definitely an older demographic. Yeah. So even within Florida, it depends on what city you're in. Makes a huge difference.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it's going to take a balance of these things, right? You're going to have to be able to reach all these people. And I kind of hear what Billy's saying too. Billy's like, hey, it's a numbers game. If I sell this many jobs, it really doesn't matter how many that are falling through the cracks, because I couldn't do them anyway. I couldn't do it if I got every job that I did. There'd be no way to do them.
I think when people put their hands on it, just like a car dealer, they want to get you into the car as a test drive. When they feel the difference between 3/8 and 1/2 inch, it's almost a no-brainer. When they see the difference between clear and ultra clear, it's almost a no-brainer.
Yeah.
So there's things that they have to feel and touch to really feel comfortable making that. So I guess the point I'm making is, why not get an extra $500 out of each of these sales that you're running down? Mm-hmm. Because now it's even more profitable. You're going to the house, same amount of installation time, right? Yeah. So you're getting it on the product end, not on the service end.
Yep. You're not wrong, Bill. You're not wrong by any means. Yep. But we're selling it with images too.
Yeah, I get it. You do.
Our ad, and you saw it in my showroom. I just put in ultra clear 1/2 inch on white tile to show that off, because you're not wrong.
Yeah, it works.
There's so much more trust in online communication. There's so much more trust in it because so many people are spending their money on Amazon.
Yeah, I agree.
The front end trust too, but yeah, we're doing the same thing, and it dumbfounds me that we can sell, a $500 to $800 upcharge for ultra clear through a little bitty image that I'm sending to somebody's phone. That's wild even to me, but we do it every single day, and Kelly absolutely loves it. So you know her, that is her jam, is that little picture of ultra clear and standard clear on white tile.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. And like I said, we talked about guys doing clamps and channel and whatever. Neither of them are wrong. Nope. Both of them work. You just have to see what works best for you. Yep. That's all. And there's plus and minuses to both of it. But I think for a company like Chris and Brian and yourself, Tim, I don't know how big your company is, but maybe it works good for you. For us, I like the showroom thing, but we can still do that too. So we have the best of both. Well, that and that. Yeah, that's all. Yep. Hey, I got to run because I got to pack up to head up to you. So Donna's already got the boxes ready for me to thrown in the camper. So I'm going to call it a night. Merry Christmas to everybody.
Okay,
Merry
good luck on your trip.
And thanks everybody for showing up. We got one more of these this year. Next week will be the last one of the year. And let's revisit this whole topic of showroom, no showroom, digital. I think this is a good topic to have a whole hour on.
All right. Yeah. I see Tunes sitting there. I haven't said hi to him, but Merry Christmas, Tunes.
Merry Christmas, Tunes.
And Bob, I see you out there too, Bob Duggan.
That's right. All right, guys.
Thanks for showing up. Merry Christmas and see you next time.
Merry Christmas, everybody.